Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to Darksiders. So we're in the middle of the fight with the Stygian and I'm a little confused as to what I'm supposed to be doing, but maybe I'm supposed to be doing this. Yeah, that's it. I'm supposed to be riding the horse and shooting the gun. Okay. So when this happens, we try to do as many shots as possible and we need to keep that mouth far away from me. Otherwise, it's going to take out a decent chunk of health. So, good thing I figured out what I was supposed to be doing. So, it's the right bump and the right trigger right now, which is kind of weird because, and the gun is kind of aiming itself. I'm not hitting the left trigger or anything like that, so I'm glad it's doing that. Actually, I don't think I'd be able to beat this at the current rate. And I'm using 3 of Ruin's dashes, and he has a maximum of 5. And I got stuck there. I had to use a health gem, although I possibly was a waste. So there's another 500 souls wasted. Did I kill it? B button. I have to do B button on Ruin. Okay. And so Ruin just dashes right into it. And War cuts out his heart. Nice collection of souls. And he appeared and disappeared. A little bit of a bug there. We've seen a couple of bugs, but nothing terrible.
Well done. But that was only practice for the Stygian, the biggest and meanest of them all.
Okay, so that wasn't even the Stygian. Let's look at the map. We have, I guess, 2 doorways that are locked. And the way I'm going, I don't think is the right way. I think I'm supposed to go this way. And see, I could hop up to this. And let's just double check to see if there's any collectible of importance. And there is. 7,251. That is definitely helpful. It's a little weird at the top right now. The game has just crammed a 3rd icon into the game. Definitely some interface work could have been added, and it's telling me where would be places that I can use the horse and where I can't use Ruin the horse. Gotta keep this guy at bay. Keep it going. And see, we're back to the gun mechanic, which I can't use the horse in this section. So this is the right thing to do. Fire on this guy. He's far enough away that it almost seems like I'm not doing damage to him. But I am. There we go. Can still destroy things. There's the guy. Ooh, this guy's gonna be trouble. I'm almost out of life. Let's see. Keep firing, keep firing. This sequence is too close to the other sequence. It's just too close. I know we fought the ash worm, I suppose. I thought that was the Stygian, but apparently not. Are we clear? Let's go ahead and put this down. Take this. Take this. The more they bundle up, the quicker I can kill them. And it's filling me up with wrath. It's filling me up with souls. And see, it seems like this guy on the right can't see me. I mean, the guy on the left. Because he is not targeting me at all. That's a great example of if you were a conscientious objector in the war, you still have a good chance of getting shot just because, who knows, maybe he doesn't see you, maybe he does see you and he's choosing not to fire. Of course, that's not the case in the game. Obviously, it's just a bug in the system of whether he can recognize that you're there or not. Speed our way over this way. Like, right about now, it should be a puzzle, I would say. Like, we had done a big arena battle before. We've done the gun thing 2 or 3 times before. We've done Ruin once so far. Let's see. Can I reach the edge here? I don't think I can. And am I going in the right direction? think I am. Let's look under the water section, see if there's perhaps a soldier. Yes. I imagine there's never going to be more than one artifact. And this just gets me up there. So I had to swim under, and there's something over there, but I imagine the trick that we've run into is they wanted me to get rid of the gun, so I got back to just fighting with my swords and other weapons. That was a 25 combo somehow, but still not better than a 37. And I don't think I am going to get better than a 37 until I possibly would unlock all of the moves, or was in a very specific place where there's lots of enemies that die after multiple hits. So really, really strong, healthy enemies. Well, they don't have to be strong, they just have to be not weak as far as their health. It'd be better if they didn't have do much damage themselves. Probably would get more combo if I didn't hit the B button, but I'm hitting the B button. Let's see. Golden location. So let's trade in our artifacts, and that puts us almost at 10,000, which would be an entire Wrath thing. Let's see, Ricochet, or the Shredder, or a Wrath Shard, or Stone Skin, while active, increases the effectiveness of War's attacks. I'm gonna take this, and I can purchase a greater life essence, but I don't really need it. And I don't know if I really even need the other things, so I'm gonna do Ricochet Haze. And I think things that we purchase will eventually kind of disappear from the menu. Let's go back here and talk to him. Yeah, things you've unlocked go away, except for Stone Skin. I guess that will stay forever. And I could serpent hole out of this area if necessary. So here's the Stygian. Do I want this? I'll take it. I prefer not to die. And here we go. Ruin is here, and we are in a huge area. And we go to a cutscene. Interesting music. So ideally I'd want to kill this thing before it was freed. Yeah, I don't think War is gonna buy into that though. I think he's gonna free the Stygian first. Now, there's an achievement for killing a certain number of enemies on horseback, Kind of grinding that out while we're here. And then just jump to the cutscene. You can see there's some weirdness going on here, a lack of polish. And cutscenes here that should have probably been in engine. I can't kill him until I see his face.
Right, Horseman. Do what you were born to do.
This isn't gonna work. So either we need the Stygian to crash his face into this, or there's something else to it. I don't know. It does look like there might be a chest or something over here. There is. Interesting. This is hardly the time for that. Let's see. Is there something I'm supposed to be doing here? Like...
Right, Horseman. Do what you were born to do.
Having to keep an eye out here. Did he crash into something? Man, this thing is... like, and I don't see like a B button prompt for that axe in his back. Yeah, get that thing off his face. And it's not like the trimmer. Yeah, the trimmer gauntlet's not gonna help. This is strange. Wanna hit me? I see this thing, and it's not hitting anything. Let's see. Like, I'm trying to switch to the other things. Come on, game. Give me a hint. You have this entire section of the world, and it's nice and big. It is making a bit of a clanking sound. There we go. Had to help him out before I could kill him. See, he's like right under there. So once you decide, don't get too far away. That sounded like he was coming up from beneath me. There's multiple little baby things. Okay, so he's got some friends. Well, keep that in mind. There's definitely a flaw in this. I'm having to put my horse in the foreground facing me. And there's too many of them. Probably gonna have to use another energy life things, and if I do, then that'll be the end of my life. Where are you, Stygian? He's hiding. There he is. There we go. Now, if he chooses, as long as he doesn't decide to send some more of these little guys after me, I think I'm in a good position. See, I'm only needing 2. Here, where are you? Don't get too far away from me. And see, he calls more babies. If only I could make them crash into each other. Just make sure I... Darn it, you gotta get that dash in there. You can't miss a dash. Just go in circles here. We'll do a double dash just to make sure. And see, I feel like this probably looks kind of cool while I'm doing it, but I am controlling no less than 3 different mechanics here. The camera, the gun firing, and the direction of the horse moving. So he just knocked me out. Is that something that was supposed to happen, or oh, I'm getting too close. I'm letting him get too close. I'm glad I increased my bullet. And almost there, I think. He's not doing too much damage to me. There we are. And time slowed down. And here we go. War lets him eat him. Still beating heart that he then crushes, yet somehow still keeps. Heart of the Chosen. Samael requires this item of powerful arcane energy to unlock access to the Black Throne. And the new Life Stone, which is nice.
Well, I guess there's nothing left to do but get the Stygian's heart back to Samael. Still, all these hearts, the power he'll get from them. I hope you know what you're doing.
So, we are here in the middle of this desert section. We'll go ahead and bring the horse back out. There might be something to collect. Something more to collect. Let's see. No, it seems pretty much like these areas are off limits. They seem to be invisibly walled off. And so it was just this one chest. And when you look at the map, we see this whole extra section over here that seems like it might be something, but that's way too high. Yeah. Ah, we can see that there's an invisible thing. And so eventually we will get that ability to go into the, what was it called? Parallel realm, or the shadow realm, demon realm. We've been in it twice before, and so that's a special arena section. And we've got Volgrim right here, or we can go to this, and like if we went here, like where does this end up pointing us? It points us now all the way this way, and it's just gonna keep on moving us down that direction. It's much quicker and easier just to do this. And how much, as far as souls, how many do I have right now? 1,700.
Even the ash-crawling Stygian lies dead in your wake. Who can stand against you?
I'm not gonna buy anything right now. I'm just gonna save up, and we'll go back to the Scalding Ground. And the 3 locations that were left on the world map are all marked. So we see this section over in the lower right that doesn't apparently have apparently doesn't have the Volgrim Serpent Hole. So I know there's a collectible somewhere around here. At least I'm pretty certain there is. But this area too looks exactly like the last 2 of these. I'm looking everywhere. See, there's nothing more on the other side. Maybe it's because it's the same because the location I'm going to is the same. That might be it. Now there are no other locations. And these guys are large and in charge. So they've decided to up their game with the enemies that are in this area. It's kind of a slow demorphing ability. When you get out of your chaos form, that takes too long. Yep. So we've really leveled up it now. And we're still missing the hook shot ability. So unless it is given to me right now, I kind of don't know where to go next. I imagine he'll want to send me in some direction I've already been.
One more. Just one more. And then war. You get your tower. Silith's web-infested lair is far across the great chasm in the Ashlands. Ruin has yet to regain much of his strength, but he will make the distance. As for Silitha, just get there, and she'll find you. The Broodmother is a collector of sorts. Most who enter her realm, she feeds to her young, the ones she takes an interest in. Those are the unlucky ones. Those she keeps alive, and they can live a long time. Long enough to tell her things. You could say she collects stories, information.
What stories will she tell me about you, Samael?
Careful, or your ending will be a tragic one. Sometimes the hero dies in the end. But Horseman, I like stories that have a happy ending. Now bring me the final heart.
Soul Bridge. War can now access once dormant soul bridges. Charge rune through the pillars to activate them. So that was, what ability did I get for that? Like, what does it say I can do soul bridges? I guess nowhere. Interesting. So there's one area over there in the Ashlands that we need to go back to. And it seems kind of a waste. That's how it turns out. Perhaps this item was supposed to be an easier way to get around. I thought maybe we would go down this whole pillar at some point, but it doesn't seem like it. This entire area seems to be solely devoted to keeping Samael in prison. Kill this guy. I actually went too far, come to think of it. I don't see a reason to not use the serpent hole. And let's talk to him and see if maybe I do want to purchase a health. Life essence for 500 still really does have a potential use. But no, I'd like to buy an entire Wraith Core because that will have longer use. Oh, Wrath Core, So, if I go to the Ashlands, which there's only one that's the actual Ashlands, then I know where I'm supposed to go. And finally, we have a different path. So it is where you go that changes the path, not where you come from. Which then means I would just have to travel to each location looking for collectibles, which is fine and something I'm much more willing to do. Of course, might as well put it off until the very end of the gameplay. That way, if we know there's other collectibles that I also missed and can't really go back and get. I don't think there are, though. I think this game is totally designed around the concept of returning to areas and getting 100% of everything you can collect. Alright.
What would you ask of this humble merchant?
So, map wants me to go this way. And it converts it from a tunnel into just this hugely open air section. And where does it want me to ride the horse? I believe the area is over here in the middle. So on top of that, I may very well just be perfectly safe now in the Ashlands. Like, horse or not, I very well may be fine. So can I find an explosive item? Probably. Seems like I'd have to find an inert bomb somewhere. And then fire. And this seems to imply something else, so we'll ignore this. Let's hop down here. Again, I just feel like there's no reason. I got close to the area, but actually am nowhere close to it. Maybe it will do me a favor and jump me. Yeah. So, I had said it would have been nice if the game let me just run constantly. This is kind of a close second to that request, I suppose. You can't run constantly, but you can bring out the horse in a few different places. And see, there's a hookshot collectible thing over there that we can't do anything with. I imagine somewhere around there's a few things. Look how fast those horse people are riding. So let's see. I really would like a map before I'd even attempt this area, though. It seems... seems like it would just be a waste of a lot of time. And I wouldn't be surprised if it eventually comes about that or can access the once dormant soul bridges, charge rune through the pillars to activate them. And it's just bridges made of souls, and it doesn't make a ton of sense. See, I would say the bridges should be like old one technology, and I guess they are, but I wouldn't say that they should be powered by souls. But then you eventually get down to what is a soul in this universe? Is it some form of energy, something that you can turn into different materials, use as weapons? It seems like it's quite a different few things to quite a different selection of people. Fulgrim likes to eat souls. I'm collecting them and using them as currency. The bridge is using them. Ruin seems to do nothing with them besides ride on top of them. See, I'm just looking all here, and wouldn't you think there would have actually been something in this whole section? But no, it's nothing. Now, if I'm remembering correctly, this next section is probably where it gets a little grindy. I recall this being a section I didn't really like that much. Or at the very least, maybe easily forgettable. I wouldn't be surprised if I get captured and then lose all my weapons or something. So instead of working your way there, you get captured. And then you have to hit B to break free. And maybe this area is a little bit smaller. Seems like all my health and everything is still here. So I didn't lose anything. And we can see a lot of hookshot things, so we're finally gonna have that. We can see like 3 upgrades over there. That would be nice if I could reach that. But I can't. And my horse isn't gonna help with that. Let's run back here and see if maybe there's a serpent hole. Nope. It might turn out that I'm stuck in this area for a while. You can see little threads of spider web everywhere. And see, there's a hookshot element. And these red ones, I don't know if you have to hit them first or what. There's a beholder door. And the spiders aren't just... This looks like a creep wall that you would climb. Spiders aren't knockovers. Ah, that's a door. Interesting.
Doesn't look like you can do anything against tall, dark, and gruesome yet. Best to avoid it for now.
I'm still trying to level up my sword, so this might be a great opportunity to. So we're trying to avoid this spider. And so we fire. Nope. Go back to this. And interesting, these little mushrooms give me some. Actually quite a lot of souls. Let's see. Apparently the blade can go through that, but I can't. Alright. And down we go, and this creep wall was here just to make me feel confident enough to jump down. Which, that's good design. I wouldn't want any of the players to think that they were jumping to their death. It would be a little frustrating if somebody had made it this far without dying once. I imagine there very possibly was an achievement originally for not dying ever. That's the type of achievement that they love to put in games, or they used to at least. I don't know. I don't know if people are really doing too much with the achievements at all these days. It seems like they've all decided that for them to be either for beating the story, which are unmissable achievements, or for doing silly things. It's kind of no longer expected that you're a good player of video games, which is good because most people aren't good players of video games. See, I could crawl on the side of the wall over there, but I don't believe that helps. Where are we on the map? So this is kind of a tiny dungeon, and we already know where the spider is, and there's only like 3 areas. But I guess that's probably an inaccurate depiction of how big the dungeon is too, because let's see. I'm at 501, 2501. When I throw this, I am at 2531. Okay, so it looks like a lot of souls, but it actually isn't. That was not the attack I meant to do. I was gonna go in the chaos form. So I'm not gonna sit here and kill all these things. Over here. This area in particular could easily be unfinished because it doesn't really change anything for them to put up one more spider web that blocks off a section. Alright. Let's try this. So this is the whole ricochet thing. And it doesn't really work that well. Maybe I should go back to the gun. Let's see, I think I enjoy the gun more than spiders are just coming everywhere. I don't like the spiderweb door design because the game has to have hard doors that close behind it just the way it's designed, and then you have these very thick spiderweb things that don't make any sense. It's like, why would a spider make a doorway for a human shaped or human sized person to use? Let's go this direction. And if you get them up in the air, I guess you can hit them. With the gun. That's nice. And there's enough of an impact to keep them almost away from me. Alright, let's see. I don't know if I'm supposed to be climbing up or climbing down. What is this supposed to do? Okay. Well, that puts a time slow mechanic into all of this. This is the floor we were on before. And now we are one above. And let's see. We are over this way, like creeping and crawling going on. So, oh, I see. So we need to make this hit this, and then freeze time, and then run back this way, and jump, and grab the ledge, and smash it. And we've got a beholder's key, and I missed one in the middle, which is not too bad. Come on, die already. So this time, the trick we want is to keep it somewhere like not too low, but I mean, this is probably fine. And we got a map. Alright. So now let's look at the entire area. There's a lower section here and a lower section over there and a few lower sections over there. There's a few sections we haven't visited over here. And then the final boss is over there, which is interesting because then what's that big spider room about? So, best I can figure, the game is trying to tell me that that is not the way. I guess it would kind of suck if you slowed down time and then fell down the hole. And I haven't found an abysmal armor piece in a while. I imagine that's simply a matter of just luck. That it is possible that the game is also just a little weird, a little awkward in how it divides elements. See, this area is so closed in. It's like I couldn't see climbing all over this place, and this being supposed to be like a huge multi-tiered vertical puzzle platforming section, but all of that seems to be gone just for a straight linear dungeon. And I'll need the hook shot. To probably come back. I hear some heavy breathing. I see a lot of spiders. And we are here. And there's another spider in there. So these are like spider puzzle rooms. Interesting. And where are we in total? See, except for the tower at the top, there might be a section that was planned or that exists right at the bottom, but I bet not. It's probably they probably put that gap of shadow to just imply that the two sections don't connect in any way, which would then imply that all the other sections that are touching each other do have connecting paths, which they probably do. It's trying to get to almost like a Metroid Prime style game where there's multiple different areas that with several different elevators and escapes. I guess I will applaud this game that it doesn't have any load screen elevators happening. It just has us walking through tunnels and hiding the loading between those tunnels, which is great because we've only seen it load once in the entire gameplay, and that was before a very long cutscene, which is odd in itself, but not too bad. According to the game, we've been playing for 9 hours and 15 minutes. I wouldn't be surprised if there's only 3 or 4 more hours in the game. We've been in combat, according to the game, 2 hours and killed 1,500 on the dot, died 5 times, traveled 107.38 miles. Take note that that number went up very fast as soon as we got ruined. Our total souls collected is 32,326, which that number in itself also went up really fast. And the amount of demon blood spilled is at 3,023.89 gallons. And I don't think that number is really going to go up much very fast at all. We're at some point towards level 4 with our Chaos Eater. The orange bar is being hidden behind this sword, which that's just a poor design choice, I would say. I don't know how you really fix that, but it is a odd thing. I guess you would just make the sword smaller, shrink it down. We've only gotten one level up on the scythe, and we've barely gotten any experience with the trimmer gauntlets. I don't think there's enough gameplay here to get the trimmer gauntlets up to the max level. I really don't. I don't even think there's enough gameplay to get the scythe up to the max level. We don't have enough enemies. I need one more lifestone shard again and 3 more wrath shards. Gosh, I am always wrong. 4 of the 10 abysmal armor pieces missing. My health is a little low right now, but it's not a big deal because I have an undying, and if I really need to, I'll use a life essence. I need to get rid of these possessions, or just hold on to them till the end of the game. That might very well be the issue. Helpful too. We have all of the passive abilities, but we're still missing 3 pieces of equipment, which seems strange because if we get the hook shot, what's the other 2 items? Is it the abysmal armor and 1 more thing? Or is it 2 more things? That's interesting. I thought. And then we have 2 more enchantments, one of which we can buy from the store, I know, so that's and then we have the 4 legendary ones, which I assume we have to do something like possibly collect all of these things before we get the abysmal, the legendary enchantments. And we still have a decent amount of collectibles here. 8 plus another 4 is 12, plus 1 more is 13. And so if my math is right, there's actually 13 more collectibles in the entire game. Which also means we've got some more gameplay to do. It's weird because the 4 hearts would tell me that I'm very close to the end, but everything else tells me I'm actually not that close. The fact that I probably should be able to have 6 or 7 wraith cores, and I should probably have at least 8 life bars. It just doesn't seem like we've unlocked anywhere close to it. It seems like we're close to halfway through the game, and that can't be right. Anyways, that's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.